Okay, continuing my critical let's play of Max Payne 3. So we're going into the third chapter now, where Max and Passos go and try to deliver the ransom money to the people who kidnapped Fabiana. While we rewatch this cutscene going into the stadium, which I can't really skip because it's a load level. A couple of points worth talking about, which I've mentioned briefly, but not in enough real detail yet, is really just, firstly, this game's pretty miserable sexism, as well as a little bit more complicated racism. So as we've already noticed, like the only women in this game are all kidnapped or killed, some of them, which we'll see later, but or they're already dead before the game starts from previous Max Paynes. It's not like the Max Payne games have a particularly good track record with gender at all. You know, there was that stronger character in Max Payne 2, I believe, but I haven't played that, so I can't comment too much on it. But you know, Max Payne 1, his wife and his daughter get killed right at the start to kind of make him sad in the first place. And here, you know, the women have already been kidnapped and it's up to the men to go save them. So it's not very good agenda at all. Though it does say a lot of interesting things about masculinity, and I've written about that, and I'll probably have linked that under one of these videos by now, about, you know, Max is a manly man, but that's a pretty useless, that's enough, hasn't got him anywhere good by being in there. But yeah, that doesn't excuse how poorly the game treats women. In terms of race, you have this kind of problematic thing where, you know, Max is, you know, Westerner from the USA, and he's, you know, in this developing country, and you've kind of got the stereotypes, like just there mentioned, that, you know, there's this paramilitary gangster, whatever, that's in the drug business and drug cartels and favelas full of gangsters. There's a lot of kind of racist stereotypes happening there. It's kind of complicated a bit more as the game goes on, but you know, it's still kind of relying on presumptions and stereotypes in a lot of ways. But it plays with that insofar as Max is seen as this kind of stupid foreigner who just kind of marched into this city thinking he could do whatever and clearly can't. So that is at least a bit more interesting and kind of dealt with, more so than the gender stuff, but it's still not great.
Open the bag, show me it's full of money.
So as I said at the end of the last video, things have just been getting worse and worse for Max. And here he isn't even being gung-ho. He's not like, yeah, I'm going to go save a girl. He's just trying to pay the ransom to get her back. And even that kind of goes bad when these people appear to snipe everyone. And Max gets shot in the arm.
Apparently someone up in the nosebleeds didn't like the game.
So I like how this game deals with the pain Max is often in.
I was next if I didn't get off that field. The bullets came from long range.
So there's blurriness, like, and the people around him getting sniped.
I was starting to feel decidedly amateur.
And just as you get here, the red laser dot just lands on him just as you get in here, which I think is a really nice touch.
Okay? Yeah.
And then the camera just kind of moves up really close as you kind of lose control of him.
I've been shot more.
Almost like the cameraman's a bit dizzy.
But this felt different. Maybe fate was sending me a message, trying to tell me my luck was finally about to run out. Or maybe I just severed an artery and was bleeding out like any number of fools who got shot.
And you try to walk forward, and just even without you realizing, you've kind of steered to the right and end up against the wall, and you just stop.
God damn it.
It's really kind of subtle, like you don't realize you're kind of leaning that way until you're already against the wall. And you can't really do anything but sit back here and just watch Passos deal with people for you.
At least one of us had a gun now. That raised our chances of survival all the way from nil to slim.
Oh, move it, man, move it!
The guy with the bag must have got hit. He's bleeding all over the place.
He's not the only one. Come on. I think he went this way.
So this was it. My easy retirement money. My blood-stained 401k. A chance to drink for free while chaperoning socialites around town and making sure the poor people didn't get too close. The brochure sure didn't mention any of this shit.
Still with me back there, brother?
I really like the detail in the environments in a lot of these places. Like really, just little things like that squeezy bubble and stuff. Like they've finely done environments, which of course Rockstar's always been good at that kind of low fidelity, like
Wait here a second.
really fine-grained detail stuff. I like here you don't even get to see the action, you're just kind of stuck lingering behind.
Whoa. Looks like I missed all the fun.
Easy there, Grandpa. Come on. I'm getting flashbacks to that wedding we worked in Aruba.
Yeah, back to the good old days when I thought I might actually like this job. Dumb sport.
Hey, careful, my friend. That's blasphemy in this town.
So here Passos kind of puts a bandage on where you've been hit by a high caliber sniper rifle and suddenly Max is alright. Again, that kind of lack of realism probably annoyed a lot of people, but it's not something that's ever really bothered me in any video game. It's just kind of, he's injured now, he gets over it, and you move on. But you kind of get this scar there for the rest of the game, which I really like. This kind of way the story kind of inscribes itself on Max's body, like with various injuries.
Right clowns get the money.
So he hasn't shaved for a few days, as you can tell, probably since the first kidnapping. He didn't have any beard or anything when the game started.
Follow, brother. Could be anyone.
Anyone with access to high-powered sniper rifles and trained killers.
That's pretty much everyone.
Great. So what now, Einstein?
Yeah, and little things now, like he has a bloodied shirt. He didn't have a bloodied shirt when the level started, and
Make sure they
it's just like that for the rest of it.
Fabiana, she won't come back in such good shape.
So we're kind of stuck in the middle of things now. There's whoever the snipers are, and there's these gangsters as well, and everyone's kind of got itchy trigger fingers. So you're already kind of like diving around on your bad arm and everything. So it's a pretty sudden change.
South Hollow lived and died this game. That day more than most.
So soccer is kind of a constantly referred to thing in this game. Probably mostly just to go, hey, Brazil. But it's kind of done well.
Let's see if this thing works.
So what am I, the button pusher?
Yeah. You're so good at it. Good job.
It's kind of
Day at the office.
recurring joke, which is kind of amusing. Like, they're the two things Max is good at, pressing buttons and shooting people.
It's hardly a textbook hostage exchange.
I guess I must have skipped that class.
I feel like these kind of games, like Max Payne 3 or Spec Ops, those kind of, not necessarily fourth wall breaking games, but maybe self-aware games, to a sense. You know, what I like about them is they seem to kind of ask, you know, what would it really be like to be a character that does the kind of things this kind of protagonist does? And then they kind of write a story around what a messed up thing that would be. And I always find that kind of self-awareness amusing. So here you can't really do much except walk around and wait for Passos to interrogate this guy. You know, you don't even really know what he's saying. Again, obviously, unless you speak the language. Again, yeah, that kind of dull, constant drone of the music. Definitely recommend listening to the soundtrack. It's really quite remarkable. And the way it's used in the final level, like, it almost just feels like a slow 8 to 12 hour, I don't know how long the game is, kind of building the music. Just gets glacially slow building.
Oh shit.
I really like this part. I like that you can't really do anything, you're just kind of stuck standing. If I remember correctly, it's annoying if you died, then have to do it all again.
I think he's dead. Let's get out of here.
Heads up, here come his friends.
Nope. It's not the one I thought was still alive.
Something tells me we're heading in the right direction.
It suddenly hit me that this bloodbath was probably being recorded in HD. The Galatians will be making more than the sports pages tomorrow morning.
So the golden guns are just hidden items. Part of the reason I deleted all my save data before starting this was so I wouldn't have them, because it just looked terrible.
Wasting time, man.
Son of a bitch.
Not sure who just said that.
We should keep moving. Come on, let's move.
More trophies and game plans. It had been a very long time since I'd had one of either.
Oh, poor Max.
It didn't sound like we were the only ones getting shot at. Who the hell had tipped these guys off? I didn't know what to think anymore. This town had more smoke and mirrors than a strip club locker room.
Yeah, that's another one that could have been cut.
In there.
So you got like a bullet hole right over his heart there. But Max doesn't care, he just kind of keeps going.
Não, aqui, por aqui. Essa porta aqui, fecha essa porta depressa. Rápido. Que pariu! Ei, peraí, não me deixa aqui sozinho.
So then we have these guys. Some different looking bad guys.
Vou meter uma bala na sua cabeça, filha da puta! Ei! Ei, morre, favelado, filha da puta!
Eles devem ter ido por aqui.
Abre a porta.
So these guys look a bit more serious.
They seem nice enough.
Sai! Sai! Vamos, pega os caras! Pega os caras!
Were they cops?
You tell me. I don't think so.
And the music kind of starts to slowly build, but never, it's not getting dramatic, it's just kind of building a little bit.
Caralho, porra! Puta que pariu!
Come on. They're going after the cash. I've had enough of these fools.
Pega!
Continua.
Probably wasn't the best way to jump. I really like when you're diving through the air, if you run into a wall, you just kind of cancels the slow-mo and Max just kind of like crumples into the ground, which is really nice. You just kind of feel like a klutz. So sometimes you get that final death where it freezes, like mid-kill, which probably is normally what happens when it swipes into a cutscene afterwards. Which is a very weird cutscene, that one, just having Passos walk forward, which I think is just meant to be a way to make sure he gets in front of you. But I think I'm going to go this way first and see what's what.
I was in need of a little performance enhancement myself.
So he often has these little stage-specific or contextual kind of quips about painkillers whenever he finds any. Which I kind of like.
Check this out!
Should have picked up one of those guns.
A little late to be giving him his last rites, don't you think?
Look at this flapjack. This is high-end gear. These guys are seriously financed.
Yeah, I noticed. I'll get you one for Christmas. Come on, let's keep moving.
We've still got a sniper on us.
We'll deal with him first. I only got one shoulder left.
There's no time. The money will be long gone. We gotta stay on the guy with the bag.
I might have written the book on dumb ideas, but Passos sure wasn't afraid to quote from it.
I really like Passos and Max as a kind of couple. They have their tensions later in the game, which we'll see, but they work well together in a really nice way. I think I messed that up. I think I was able just to kind of hide there and wait for him to go away. So these guys, you can put a lot of... oh dear. You can put a lot of bullets into their torsos and achieve very little. I need to get out of here.
Are you giving up on me? Motherfucker!
Just what my 10 different online doctors ordered. Luckily for us, the blood money was still bleeding.
Come on, this way. Go on, I'm right behind you.
Why do I always get to go first?
None of these are the guns I wanted.
It was time to introduce our sniping pal to something more intimate and short range.
This is a game where I often feel like I am just kind of enacting Max. Kind of like for Modern Warfare videos, but, you know, in a way that I'm kind of enacting him in a way that's fun to look at, rather than a way that's fun to be, I guess, since it's a third-person game. Oh wow, I don't think I've noticed Passos do that before. I don't think I've ever seen someone other than Max get the final shot.
That guy was getting annoying.
Either I haven't noticed that before, or that was something that doesn't always happen.
That kind of cash doesn't stay quiet for long. And these kids like expensive toys. Here, put this on. Have a better chance if we split up.
So I like in this scene, Max is holding the gun that I was actually using as well. It's another little thing, like, so in other games where, like, the gun the character is holding changes in the cutscenes to a default gun, which again is totally understandable in a lot of games, but
Shit, they got the guy.
I like that that's one of the things they decided to put their focus on in this game is
Stay here, cover me.
that continuity between cutscenes and play, which is so important to the transitions that they try to have work. I just feel like it's a game where they know what polish was important to have work, and what polish was maybe less necessary. You know, it's a game where it's not really, you know, the realism of Max being able to jump around with a bullet in his arm doesn't really matter, but the realism of him carrying the right gun between cutscenes and gameplay probably does matter for what they're going for. And it's something that I feel like they get right more than they get wrong. So many of these gunfights, without the slow motion, would be pretty much impossible. I'm running out of bullets. Especially with a controller. I imagine you get a much more freedom to move that little dot of a crosshair around on PC. Oh shit. Did not know there was anyone left. So we're still just trying to get a bag of money back at this point, seeing how, you know, without that, Fabiana's pretty much dead.
Inside. Looks like a VIP lounge or something. I'm gonna check it out.
Neves vai nos matar, hein, se a gente não voltar com dinheiro, né? E aí, menina, alguma alpinista social aí casada com algum cara rico.
Ele tá aqui!
Exactly what it sounds like.
Alright, these guys have grenades. You never get grenades yourself in the game, it's purely about the bullets. You can't, you know, do any kind of melee attack, as far as I remember. Nothing, all Max can do is shoot things, and press buttons sometimes. It's not the person I want you to be aiming at. So this is another nice area where there's lots of stuff to break, and by the end you just kind of feel like, you know, you've kind of been inscribed onto the space really interestingly. Like the trophy cabinet's glass, and glass is always an easy one, obviously. Right, can't jump over that bar, which I thought I could. Die already. Somebody else left. Yep.
I don't know. Looking for something that ain't here, I guess. Claudio.
So there's more for Claudio who got killed in the nightclub.
Party on the wrong night. Although if the past week was anything to go by, it was safe to assume any party with the Broncos in attendance was the wrong one to be at. Looks like some kind of maintenance elevator.
Where you headed?
I'm going up. I don't know. Guessing nowhere nice.
Sign of the money?
Nope. Just people shooting at me. Our surprise guest brought a lot of friends.
So there's another time where Max like not referencing how many enemies there are.
All right. I'm in the upper stands.
I see you. Be careful.
I really like the kind of, I guess, co-opiness of Passos and Max. You know, he covers you, then you cover him. It seems like a bad idea, jumping down these concrete steps. Oh, where am I going? Right, again, running out of ammo.
Hey, look out! You get another sniper on
right.
There's no sprint button either. Again, something I like. Max is just kind of old and unhealthy and just kind of heavy. Sprinting around, you're not sneaking up and punching people, you're just lumbering around. Oh, that's not where I'm meant to be going. I might have messed this up. Okay, phew.
Okay, I'm in.
I do like how often you just kind of open a door and there's just enemies there straight away before you get any cover. You know, just forcing you to use the dive.
How's it looking, Max?
It's all clear up here.
What about the kid with the money?
I don't even... Must be still in this section.
Wait. Hang on.
What's happening, Passos?
There's a whole gang ahead of my way. I'm almost out of ammo, bro. Like, gonna run for it.
All right.
So now we've kind of got the exact opposite situation where I have to protect Passos like he was protecting me.
Going back in, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You're kidding me.
Not sure what happened to his pistol.
Jesus, take them out, Max! Pull the trigger, bro! There's two more!
So there's 4 snipers section, which, you know, you do once and it's not too long. But you have a kind of delay of a bullet actually getting to them. Some body rolling downstairs.
Top of the stairs, Max! On the left of the booth! Two more! Top of the stairs! About the other two, come on!
I got it.
Where? So again, like,
What are you waiting for?
you've got this music that's just still droning, still not getting, you know, much more excited.
Tell me you're out of ammo as well!
Oh, where am I meant to be? Still not much more exciting. It's still just there we go. You know, still just kind of going along as Max does his thing. Even though it's like a special segment or whatever, you don't get special music for it, you just kind of drone along. I think it just adds so much to the overall tone and texture of the game that you're doing all these action-packed things, but you're just kind of dulled while you're doing it.
There's 3 more! In front of me, Max!
Oh no.
Now take out the other two! Look! Right behind me! To the right! Quick, Max!
It's the other side.
This doesn't look good. Another one! Bottom of the stairs! The other way, Max! All right,
I can only
I'm making
shoot
a run
one
for
at
it.
a time.
No chão, filha da puta! Agora!
That was too close. I'm getting inside before any more show up.
Maybe pick up a gun while you go.
I'm clear, Max. Damn, bro. That wasn't fun.
Listen to me, you head for the chopper. We need to be ready to get the hell out of here. I guess I'll stay on the money.
Sounds like a plan.
Bit late for a plan, pal.
So that's another recurring thing of like getting like halfway through a level, and then Max is like, probably should have thought about what we're doing.
All right, bro. I'm moving too. Stay in touch.
you know, they don't really have, you know, they kind of do have an excuse here in that they kind of got shot at without realizing what was happening. But in later levels, Max just walks into a place and is like, probably should have thought about this before I did it. It's really sweating as well. Again, just another nice little detail, which I think adds a lot. Different levels do this as well. It's kind of nice, just like a cutscene where he walks for a while. Just a nice way to prevent you from having to just do the same thing over and over quite too much.
Got you on the security camera. Where are you?
I don't know. Somewhere in this goddamn stadium. Jesus.
What's going on there?
I think the guys that came to rob us are coming to finish the job.
Remind me again, who are these fine gentlemen?
Some kind of paramilitaries, I don't know.
Paramilitaries?
Right-wing guns for hire, ex-cops, military, I don't know. But they can handle weapons.
What's going on now?
Guy's pleading for his life. He's saying that Fabiana is being held at the docks of the Chete River. Oh, Jesus, they've shot him.
Well, there goes the money. Now we've lost the wife and $3 million bucks. The boss will be giving us a raise at this rate.
Yeah, that's messed up, all right. Come on. We gotta get out of this place. Take care of that guy in the IT tower. I'll meet you at the chopper.
I'm gonna make a run for the light rig.
So now, like, the kind of goalposts have shifted again. Like, we're not even trying to get the money back now. We're just trying to get out if you're alive.
The only way we were likely to get Fabiana back now was in installments.
Everything's pretty messed up.
Guess I was about done playing soldier.
Which I like. I like a game that lets you kind of lose for a little while, even if Max Payne 3 is probably longer than most. As opposed to those games where you need to have, like, you know, some kind of success every mission. You know, you don't finish the game, but you get the intel, or you get this, or you get that. Max Payne 3 is very much, you kind of lose every level, one way or another, until right at the very end. Oh. So that was a sudden death moment. That was not a good idea.
There was only one way up there. Okay, I'm going up.
Good. Make it quick.
Believe me, I ain't gonna drag this out.
An annoying thing of these kind of narrow areas is I think it's possible to like dive off the edge. If not here, definitely in other segments of a game, which is a frustrating thing to do. You think they could at least put invisible walls on.
Strange how the cops never showed up.
Or maybe just diving around in a narrow area is probably a silly idea, I guess.
Fix them.
I guess I'm kind of Ramboing this a little bit. I've had bad experiences with this part of a game before.
I see you. You're right on top of him. Jump the railing.
This is a bad idea.
I enjoy these bits. Again, like the first level, it makes like, this is a bad idea, and then does it anyway. Kneecap wasn't what I was going for, but that'll do. So we dealt with snipers, so now we can get out of here. So it's not really a victory, but we're still alive, which is about the best Max can ever do. So I like that the entire mission we're just kind of crawling around with stands, and inside is really nothing but just trying not to be dead. So that's an interesting moment where, like, the words flashing on screen actually do tell you the English of what they're saying. Like, it's probably one of those few moments of the game where being given information that Max isn't being given. And so we don't know who those two characters are yet. So they decided not to kill us, which it's probably going to be a bad idea for them.
Slumped in a bar, drunk on self-pity.
So then we get one of the first flashback levels,
depending on how you looked at things.
which I might just pause that there because this cutscene goes on for quite a while, so I might as well just only show it once when we come back here in the next episode. But yeah, so that level I think was just another really nice example of everything going miserably for Max, and never really getting any kind of win state, which is something the game does well. And like, you get these tiny victories where he'll find out just enough to go to the next level or the next chapter, but he'll never quite achieve what he set out to achieve at the start of that mission, until the very final mission in this nice, not quite redemptive, but at least indulgent kind of way. But we get these flashback levels as well that will explain what kind of happened between Max Payne 2 and Max Payne 3, and how Max actually ended up in South America in the first place. But we'll leave that there for this episode and do that again next time. So thanks for watching.